So, hello. Another day, another life. Hope you're all safe and still choosing awareness, still choosing to choose. Still choosing to choose. Cool. So, today's live explores a very deep question. Is chaos meant to destroy peace or redefine it? And we've got two intentions for today, okay, for our conversation. Intention number one is I choose to question and not conclude. I choose to question and not conclude. And intention number one is I hold the keys to my own peace. I hold the keys to my own peace. And I keep intentions, by the way, on purpose because they're very powerful. They're very powerful. Like I personally choose to set them yearly, and recently I've been working on integrating them into my daily and monthly life. And they're very powerful because they do direct your choices toward what you're about to do on a daily basis. Okay, so they do direct them toward what matters most. Second, they challenge autopilot. Yeah, they make you more present, like more intentional. Third thing about intentions also is that they are in a position to make your days, months, and years very purposeful and not random. One more thing I would say about intentions is that they do take your mindset, they shift it above any rigid goals. Okay, so to make it more for lasting impact, for lasting change. Very good. So let me give you the outline of today's live. I will read a chapter to you from my book, from my second book, Run Your Race, and then we shall discuss key questions. We have 3 questions today. Why do wars happen? What universal or divine messages might they carry? And the third one is, can chaos redefine our understanding of peace? Sounds good. And then we shall conclude with the Q&A if we have some. All right. So I wrote Run Your Race in September 2021. And then actually we made it published in June, yeah, I believe. I very much believe June 2024. And as you know, it takes a village to write a book. It takes a village to publish a book. It takes a village to talk about a book. And Run Your Race, it's a very precious one. It's a book that is very close to my heart because it teaches that everyone and everybody has a unique path that's aligned with the soul. And I share my experiences in this book and blend them with tips on discipline, confidence, patience, and one of those experiences was COVID-19. And so here's the chapter. It's chapter 2. And it's called Decide at That Time to Be Alive. I see hope in the darkest of days, focusing on the brightest. In the words of Dalai Lama. Thunderous news suddenly popped in. UAE government to suspend passengers' flight in response to COVID-19. As the pandemic began to multiply around the world, countries started restricting and sealing their territories. Officially on March 25, 2020, UAE's airports closed their doors and we had to shut our wings down. Around the same time, businesses, schools, concerts, and indoor places had to order the masses to remain home. So stay home, stay safe became the new hashtag and streets became deserted. and the significant other became a threat to one another. Financial setbacks, joblessness, rootlessness, and deaths happened, all within 1 month. People had to let go of their possessions and savings to survive. Truly, it was an emotional time marked by scarcity and unclarity. And the whole universe swooned in worried, hazy, and blurry time. And those high winds of insecurity had blasted and shattered peace, hopes, and dreams for our future. I realized how messy and predictable life could be during the pandemic. I had fathomed in those past years of serious financial crisis and instability this thing for sure. No one knows how the future is going to turn out. No one knows what will work and what will not. The truth is, you can be big-headed today and circumstances can change in the blink of an eye. I knew importantly why we have to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. Things have changed ever since, and the media sprung as always into its mission, spreading horror among nations and bobbing us up and down. So much took a toll on our mental health, and yet nobody but few talked about that. I wish there was a better awareness rather than the one of eat more garlic and ginger and maintain social distancing. And I truly wondered if the psychological immune system mattered as much for the media as the physical one. Being a disbeliever in luck and a firm believer in creativity, vision, and hard work, as well as creating opportunities where there are none, I couldn't do what everybody else was doing, going day by day, complaining about what was lacking. The world was governed by impractical people, and I hated that. I hated starting my day at night and becoming a cyber zombie addicted to digital distractions. I was in that and couldn't bear it for long. Reforming walls into windows, my gut felt like kickstarting something within me. Reading, diving into such a new ritual was the best way to escape a dreadful reality positively. Well, there is still much more to this chapter, and for now, let's move on to discuss the key questions. And one of them, as we said, is why do wars happen? Hello. I'm from On Fire. Hey, so why do wars happen? See, wars arise from a collective negative karma, like division, greed, fear, and let me explain. Karma is a law in spirituality which is based on cause and effect. When cause causes certain effect, when your thoughts and words and deeds create consequences that shape your life, your relationships, etc. So when I said yesterday, when I went live yesterday, I said it's not surprising to see what's happening. It is not surprising because it's a karmic loop that has been going around for so many years, not only years, decades and centuries. Yeah, and it is so charged with emotional baggage, with childhood dynamics, with a lot of negative causes that had to take shape in a form of something that is not so positive, like war. You see, that is a negative energy, that is a negative cause that has to take shape. Well, it's not good for humanity, but it is what it is, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Yet allow me to tell you that life thrives on the opposite. Like if I'm wearing black today, someone else is probably wearing white. If it's night now in the UAE, probably it's day somewhere else in the world. If it's spring now in this country, probably, most probably, it's winter somewhere else. And so, even if there is war, there is definitely peace. There is definitely peace. Question number 2 is what universal and divine messages might wars carry? See, on the universal level, as we said, it's karma that had to take a shape, that had to take a form. It's the same thing when people end up end up with drugs, or getting into mafias and gangs or murders. It's just the same. It's just the same thing. And is it a call for you to take a stand and show that you're against the regime? Please, if you're not in a position today to do so, don't do it. I suggest that you take a seat, sit back, relax, and if you have an opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have an opinion, keep it to yourself. If you're not a vet, you're not a vet. If you're not a chef, you're not a chef. If you're not an engineer, you're not an engineer. Okay, so just take care of your role. And if you did not watch our live yesterday, probably you can to know more about what that role is. Okay, it's the energy we're born with, the mission that you've come to this life to accomplish. And we just want you to take care of that. We just want you to take care of that. Okay, and one more thing about those universal messages. One more thing. As I said, just take care of that role and see what you can do with that role to others. Now, especially in this during this time, especially during this time. Okay. Now, if we wish to talk about the divine level, I don't really think so that that's a call from God. I don't really think so. That's God trying to talk to us, because God is not a sign of wars, and He's not a sign of uncertainty. He's not the sign of confusion. He's not the sign of death. He's not the sign of hunger. No, God is definitely a sign of love, for humanity, of fulfillment, of contribution, of helping one another. Yeah. Yet, what you choose to get, whatever you choose to get out of this should be spiritual. And let me explain. If today you ask yourself, what is this global adversity is trying to teach me? Whatever shows up, whatever comes to the surface, that's your spiritual lesson. That's your divine message. And here's an example. If today you feel that you have a lot of fear, like fear is just controlling your life, your daily activities, then it's time to clean it. It's time to sit down with it and ask yourself, what is that fear trying to tell you? Maybe it's time to stop allowing people to touch your energy, because fear is a choice. Fear is definitely a choice. If today you're feeling lost more than ever, then it is probably the time to sit down and figure out the calling of your soul. And probably also it's the time to sit down and figure out what you did not during COVID-19. Okay, because probably you have open files, and that's energy. That's energy that you have to close those files. You have to close those files so that you are finally placed in a position to move on with better clarity. Cool thing. And then we got question number 3. Can chaos redefine? Can it really redefine our understanding of peace? See, there are 2 probabilities. You either get dragged down like anybody else, and by what's happening around you, and say that, okay, I think peace is something outside and it's something out of my reach. Or you can take a stand for yourself and say, no, I hold the keys to my own peace, and peace is something within, it's something I control, and I'm the one in charge of my own remote control and what channel to watch. Easy. In this life, you're at the choice station. In this life, you're at the choice station, so it becomes a choice. And those choices then direct your direction. They control it. Yeah? And here's one more note. the truth or reality is not within anyone's hands. Trust me on this. It's not within anyone's hands. So please do remember that you are very, like, very, very, very important, and your energy is so precious. It's just so precious that you should not allow those around you to touch it, to play with it. Okay? And it's not your business today if someone is suffering from emotional baggage, childhood dynamics, traumas, and just overnight he decided to have a war in the world. No, definitely not. Your business is your life. Your business is your choice. Your business is your race. Your business is how you take care of yourself and of your soul. So you choose, you lead, you run it. It's not them. It's not them. Definitely not them. And always remember that you can always choose to respond and not react. You can always choose to respond and not react. Cool. Now let me give you 6 tactics I do myself to keep to keep my peace protected, and to remind myself of this, that I am in charge of my own remote control. No one else is. Technique number 1 is to unfollow news pages. Sounds funny, right? But it's a must if you wish to protect your peace. And follow all news pages. Just keep one. One reliable source is more than enough. More than enough. Second, keep a spiritual intention. Especially we're still in this holy month, okay? And it's very important now. And allow me to share few personal mantras that I usually keep chanting for myself, that you can indeed talk to spirit, like when it comes to, whenever you feel that, okay, you have some fear in you, or that you are lost, or that you're looking for an answer. Yeah, you can always talk to God, talk to spirit. Say, God, teach me, show me the way. God, teach me, show me the way. All I need is come in its way. I choose to focus on what I can be and have. I have myself, and I choose to resolve issues. I choose to resolve issues. Those mantras can definitely keep you closer to your spirit, and see, when you chant them from the depth of your heart. Don't just chant them for the sake of doing it. It's like when someone wants to buy a car, so then he only starts praying. Then he only starts praying and thinking of, okay, who's there to talk to? Good thing. Then we got tactic number 3. Get yourself out of war mindset. Get yourself out of that mindset. Oh, it's war, and here's how. Here's how you are probably having that mindset. Like when you say, "Oh, I'm doing this because of war." Why are you getting yourself into that energy? Why? Like, don't you know that what you focus on expense? What you focus on expense. Get yourself out of that. Do the things because you want to do them, not because there is war. Okay? Number 4, gratitude. Gratitude. Be grateful for what you have and for what has been kept. Remember that you don't need volatility to remember to be grateful for what you have. Okay? It could be sometimes a bottle of water next to you. Just be grateful for that. Be grateful for the rooftop, Be grateful for your job that has been kept. Be grateful for your family that are still checking on you. There are many things. There are many things that I bet you on this that can show you how blessed, and how much you're protected, Okay, and then we got invest in your mindset and health set. This is something I've learned years ago. I would say I learned years ago that we appreciate a little more what we invest in, especially if there is money in it. Like you get to appreciate it a little bit more. And the last tactic is to minimize talks. Nowadays everybody's talking. Wherever you go, you open Instagram, you open TikTok, you open I don't know, you go to work, you get a call, everybody talks about war. So minimize such conversations with anyone around you, and especially those who are only good at panicking others. Yeah, who are only good at panicking others. You can definitely do it. Any questions in here so far? And always remember again that you can choose to be the peace. You can choose to be the peace. And remember how powerful you are, how important you are, and how beautiful you are too, and what you can create. And the world waits only for what you can create, by the way. Tomorrow I'm going live again with a new topic about creation and creativity. And is it really selfish to do that? No. We will dig and we will talk about that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, till then, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health. And see you tomorrow.